Yep. Peace to the gods. Welcome back to this plane of chance and opportunity. Another chance to be the best version of yourself. Man, sometimes we have feelings that lead us to certain thoughts. And those thoughts urge us to behave a certain way. Those thoughts urge us to maneuver in our reality a specific way. But sometimes we should just hold off on it, because intuition is like an algorithm, a search engine algorithm or a YouTube algorithm, so where it's like you get certain thoughts, and you only get those thoughts because of the way you're looking at it at that time. And when you get a certain thought, it'll connect you with all the other thoughts that are connected to that thought, to that initial thought or that initial feeling. And what we got to understand is that feelings are accumulations of thoughts. Feelings are clusters of thoughts, of subconscious programs that have been focused on over and over and over again at some point. You know, at some point you have focused on, you have been in a negative thought space, or you've been in a positive thought space, and then you know what I'm saying, you change your mind, or you change your thought, what thoughts you were focusing on, and then you went to the next thought, and so on and so on. And then you have feelings later on, and you wonder why you feel that way. And it's because of all the other thoughts that you may or may not have been, consciously, fully aware of. That's why it's the subconscious, because it's things that you can consciously look at, but if you're not fully aware of it, and you're really not, knowing what the fullness of that thought and how it manipulates, or how you manipulate that energy, the energy of that thought to change your reality subconsciously, how you're using that energy to manipulate, how you're subconsciously manipulating your reality with the thoughts that you are thinking. So when it comes to intuition, we must keep our intuition, hold our intuition, but do not immediately act on it and assume that is actual fact. Because intuition is more right brain than it is left brain, and analytical is more about feeling. So it's good to have that feeling. It's good to be very intuitive, but you must also back up that intuition with facts. And you see, when you hold that intuition without immediately acting on it, what you're going to learn is that you're either right about what you're feeling, or you're wrong about what you're feeling. What you're gonna realize is, if you hold that intuition and you ask questions, you ask your universe, why am I feeling like this? What is going on? Why? What is this for? And you ask questions, you start asking simple questions about what you're feeling, how you're feeling, and why, then your universe is going to automatically unravel it, because everything works off what you want. Everything works off your true desire. So if you truly desire to find out anything about anything that's going on, find out about anything that's going on in your life, all you got to do is ask. All you got to do is ask. Seek and ye shall find. Okay? The Christ consciousness says, ask and ye shall receive, seek and ye shall find, knock and the door will be open unto you. Who's on the other side of that door? Your supreme ego, your super ego. Who's on the other side of that door? Your true self, your real self, the fullness of you. The thing that we like to call God, the deity, the divinity, the truest form, the supreme version, the highest version of yourself, your higher self, is on the other side of the door, waiting to open up everything to you, everything that you want to know about yourself. Okay? We got to remember that we are in a state of amnesia. And all this is remembering what's already been written down in your genetic code, what's already been written down astrologically in your program. So the intuition is nothing more than you connecting with specific thoughts and possibilities of how your life can go. And once you hold that intuition and you begin to ask, simple questions about that intuition, then your energies, your astrological program will lead you in the direction to fulfill that intuition with logistics, with the analyzation, with logic, okay, with knowledge, okay, not just abstract thoughts, abstract feelings, or things that you think might be going on that may or may not really be going on. This is why the most honorable prophet, Chief Eligio the Christ, teaches us the 3 C's: commitment, communication, and consistency. These things will bring you success in every aspect and area of your life. When you use your intuition, when you use your intuition logically and balance it out by committing to knowing yourself, communicating your feelings, your emotions, and what you might think is logical, and doing it consistently, things must work out. Things will have to unravel, okay? No matter how hard it gets, no matter how hard you may think it is, everything is working for you. It's not against you. Everything is actually working for you. The only way things will work against you is if you are working against yourself. So that is why it is vital to keep the 3 C's: commitment, communication, and consistency. Commit to the mission of loving yourself. Love is understanding. Commit to the mission of loving yourself. Love thyself. The ancients always say, when you know thyself, you enter the kingdom of heaven. When you know thyself, you know God. Okay? Know thyself. Communicate. Constantly communicate with yourself, thinking and expressing all of your thoughts and your feelings whenever you feel them. If you have any type of problem with anyone, or you think it's a problem, just go directly to them. Talk about it. And just talk about it. Detach yourself from the emotional aspect for a moment and actually talk to them about it. And most likely you're going to feel better about the situation because you're going to get an understanding. When understanding takes place, that's when energy balances out. That's just how life works. When energies understand each other and know how to work with one another, then it automatically creates a balance. Just how our bodies are positively charged, or positive ions have positive ions, and the earth emits these negative ions. And when we ground, or our nodes, our feet and our hands touch the earth, or are consistently connected to the earth, then we are in a constant state of neutralization, and our energies are neutralized, because that is the natural way. That is how everything, because since we understand ourselves and we understand the earth, then now we can connect to the motherboard. We can connect to the motherboard, connect our nodes to the motherboard, and then it will balance out our energies. This is how we balance out our plane of existence. The whole earth is your body. You think this is just your body, but it's way more than that. So what you're feeling is actually, when it comes to intuition, what you're feeling is actually a route to get you back to balance. You just have to take the right steps and overcome certain obstacles, because we've been systematically programmed. You've been systematically programmed to think certain thoughts, and now when you get intuition, those certain thoughts may not be beneficial for what you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Which is come into balance, which is come into your true self and be at one with yourself. So yeah, practice the 3 C's. Commit to loving yourself and completely understanding yourself. And when I say self, I mean others, your reflections, your parallel universes, your environment, anything that you literally can see with your eyes, or could think of, or know of, or feel, feelize, look. You know what I'm saying? Think about. Period. Anything that you can see. Analyze it, connect with it, understand it, figure out what it really is, because that's the only way you're going to know your true self and know who you actually are. Everything is you. Be committed to that. Constantly communicate or reciprocate energy with that. Because when we say communication, we think about talking like humans, but communication is simply energy being reciprocated. It's just transference of energy. That's all it is. It's transference of energy. So like this wood pole right here. Okay, my hand is near it. So now, like, my hand and this wood pole are now communicating. Now, when we get into deep communication, we begin to touch it. You know what I'm saying? That's communication. And that's electrical signals going through my sensors. My touch sense, and it's sending that to my brain, and my brain is interpreting that as how I feel it when I touch it, how I feel this wood when I touch it. And so basically, that's an interaction of energy. That's a communication. This is a communication. And just with everything, it's the same with everything. How I'm looking at the rain trickle down in the background. That's me. That's my energy connecting with that rain, with another piece of myself. Love yourself. Know thyself. Don't just be in your feelings and think that that's what it is completely. Because some of it, some of what you're thinking might be true. Some of what you're thinking might not be true completely. You know what I'm saying? It might not completely be true. So always take that stance when it comes to intuition and feeling and your heart, and that will allow you to stay pure-hearted, because your environment, your reality will help, will direct you to where you need to what mind state you need to be in. Hold that intuition, hold it, and self-reflect and analyze yourself. And this is why it's so good to study yourself. This is why it's so good to know your astrological program, because when you know your astrological program, you can know when you're thinking wrong, you might think the wrong thing, or something going on in your reality, in a parallel universe of yourself, or another reflection of yourself that's causing you to feel a certain way. Because regardless, everything is you. So it's just best to love yourself and love is understanding, and do your best to understand yourself. So you study your astrological program, and most likely what you'll find is it's either directly your astrological program, or it's a reflection of you, which is another form of you in their astrological program that's doing something. And if you hold your intuition without immediately acting and just being and just being like super emotional about the situation, and actually analyze it and see what's actually going on, then you're going to find out what's going on. This is how the God mind works. This is how the God mind works. It's going to find out exactly what's going on in his life, regardless. The chosen always find out what's going on. You're going to always find it out, because you have this has already been done. Everything that you're experiencing right now it's already been done. It's already been written. It's already been played out. This is like a movie. You're just watching it. You're experiencing it. And it's like many different possibilities of how the things could go. But at the same time, there's always a destination. There's the law of cause and effect. So there's always a place to get to. When you have that intuition, hold that intuition. And don't just follow it blindly. Analyze the situation. Analyze your energies. Analyze all of the energy around you. Because it's all a reflection of you. And love yourself. Reflect your life on the most honorable prophet, Chief Eligio the Christ. Higher self of the brown man and woman walking this plane. My invoker of Holy Spirit, which is pure thought. And it allows me to utilize my intuition logically and see what's actually going on in my life. And what's quote unquote in the subconscious or behind the scenes of reality. We are God. And when you realize it, you can't be anything else. I love myself, family. Peace.